Hello, all. This is Kathy Ryan. And yesterday, January 16th, when I presented the technology anthology at the department chair meeting, I got a much larger response than I had anticipated to apps and extensions, which means that that must be something that I picked up, I don't know, at one of the tech trainings or maybe through my class, but not something that is a part of the general CCPS training, and that comes from the integrators. That must have been something that I got from somewhere else. So when we're talking about apps and extensions, one thing to note, apps are going to be available right here. So when you find your CCPS login information, once you're logged in through myccpsnet.net, then once you go to the Google screen, or when you're working in anything through Google, in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to find your login credentials. So it's going to say who's logged into the computer and whose account Google is sort of picking up. So right next to that, you see a 3x3 block of squares, and when you hover your mouse over it, it says apps. So when you click on apps, that's going to show you some pretty common things that you use. So your Google Drive, your Google Sites if you have those, your calendar, Google search, the basic things. You click on more, it's going to show you the maps, and then you can go even more from Google. And those are going to pull up your basic Google things, all the tools that Google has available for you. But you can also customize those apps. I'm going to just scoot the screen over a little bit there. There we go. And up in the bar here, we can say Show Apps. And we have that same 3x3 square. These are just colored, and it does say apps next to it all the time. You don't just have to hover the mouse over it. So I'm going to go ahead and left click, and that's going to pull up my apps for me, the apps that I have set through the Google Chrome store. And these apps, when I click on them, they're pretty much just going to open up different programs for me. These are web-based softwares, web-based tools that you can use. So Powtoon I really like for making videos. The video converter doesn't actually work through school. And I need to take that one off, as a matter of fact, because our servers do block it. As I don't remember what the code says exactly. Let's see. The code says, dun, dun, dun. It's amazing that during the day our Wi-Fi works so much faster when everyone's using their computers, but then mysteriously, when everyone leaves, it goes so slowly. Oops, it could not find the video converter. Okay, well that's a problem in and of itself, so never mind that. Let's go back to the actual point of this. So I have my MindMeister, another video maker, LucidChart. If you've never played with LucidChart, it does make some really neat mind maps. So does MindMeister. Those do take a little bit of time kind of getting yourself acclimated with, and putting together the mind maps can be quite the process. Quizlet, however, so you click on Quizlet, it'll take you straight to your Quizlet, and it'll have you already logged in and you're ready to go. So then there's your Quizlet. Yes, you could just go up into the address bar and type Quizlet.com and navigate to Quizlet, but your apps are pretty much quick buttons for you, so that you can navigate to things a little more quickly. All right, so those are Google Apps. Now extensions. Extensions are going to be these little tools that I have up here next to my address bar. So you have a video download helper. I have a video download helper. The extensions aren't there until you install them, until you put them in, and you don't need permissions for that. That's a good thing to note. Here I have power-ups for YouTube. So when you look at the options, it says I can search for sweet spots in videos, I can automatically disable annotations, and then I can activate these same power-ups for the youtube.com playlist too. So I can get rid of just the little random pop-up things, and then the sweet spots. Dun, dun, dun. Sweet spot marking. It aims to ensure that you don't miss the best parts of the videos while watching them. We analyze lots of web discussions about videos to find and rank the parts that are creating viewer buzz. So then you get visual cues for the sweetest spots before they occur during playback. I don't see those a lot in our educational videos, our grammar songs and things, but if you're watching another external video, then it will have some of the sweet spots marked. Usually you see them as little like orange spots in the time bar there below the video. Other extensions that I have my Pinterest extension, so I can go ahead and pin stuff. I don't really want to pin this. There's my Google Drive extension. I can take files and auto send them to my Google Drive. There's my print and friendly PDF. I have my Google Calendar checker in case I have stuff going on Google. I don't have to look at my calendar, it just tells me. I have Awesome Screenshot. Here I can capture and annotate my screenshots. I don't need more than one program to do it. Here's my Google Voice, so anytime I get voicemail, it's right there and at the top of my screen. I can see it. I don't have to go checking my email 100 times. Google Input Tools. I'm still trying to figure this one out. The idea of it's good. The idea of it is that I can type in these languages using my keyboard shortcuts, and it should show up everywhere on the internet. I shouldn't have to cut and paste. However, I must not be doing something right, or maybe I'm getting my alt codes wrong, or I don't know. It's not quite working for me just yet. Here is my Digo extension. So when I click on it, I can annotate and save. I can send things to my Digo. I can search in my Digo. I can go straight to my library. I can share the page. I can screenshot the page. I can mark it to read it later, and it'll save it for me in Digo. All right, so how in the world do we put these things onto our computers? The first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to google.com. It's the easy way I know to get there. Probably there's an app for it. There's probably a quick button somewhere. In fact, you know what? I bet there is a quick button. Let me just, not there. Let me go back to my apps, because I bet there it is. It's right there under apps, right next to Gmail. It's the store. Okay, cool. So you want to go to the Chrome Web Store. And when you're searching in the store, there are apps, and everything that shows up here are going to be apps. And then if you scroll down, you're going to get the extensions. Okay? So remember, the extensions are the little icons, the little buttons that you get next to your toolbar that you can use. You just click on them, and everything's already there for you to use. The apps are kind of like shortcuts, and so you can shortcut to other online-based softwares. Okay, so let's take a look first at the extensions, because the one everyone was interested in yesterday, maybe not everybody, but the one that everybody asked about then when people were asking was about this one right here called Turn Off the Lights. So extensions, I'm going to go to search the store, turn off the lights, and then you see it pops up, turn off the lights extension. So if in your search you want to specify that it's an extension that you're looking for, you go ahead and put that in, and it should pull it right up for us. This will give us all. We can also narrow it by clicking on extensions. There we go. Turn off the lights right on top. Okay, so mine says rate it because I already have it. If you don't have it, then it'll say if there's a price for it or if it's free. If it's free, you just go ahead and click on free. What is this? Ambient Aurea. Bring your image to an ambient lighting effect with just one click on the button. I really have no idea what that does, but I can always uninstall it later. So if you're installing an extension, you click where it says free, add ambient aura. It can access your data on the websites, access your tabs and browsing activity. Both of those are things that make sense to me as things that it's going to need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. And you wait just a second, wait for the computer to work. And you see that up here I have a new icon. That's my ambient aura. All right, so then here it's going to give me a tutorial video. Fantastic. Also, they like to recommend new ones for you to try, but you just close out of that. And now I always have ambient aura, a welcome guide. Let's continue to read. Let's not. Let's go ahead and close out of here. All right, so if I want to use ambient aura, it's not going to work because it only works with an image, I guess. So it's going to be colored when there's something to do with it. If there's nothing to do with it, or if it's just running in the background, and it's going to be that black and white color. All right, so then the other thing that we can look at are the apps. When you're looking at apps, ways to find new apps, I have no idea. You can do it lots of ways. You can go into education, you can look and see what they have in education. Lots of cool stuff, I think. They do have Duolingo. Some of my kids are using Duolingo. I've used it myself just to try it out. I think that running in tandem, if you have with Duolingo and your standard curriculum, if you have a really motivated kid and they want more stuff to do, then it's kind of a fun way to give them something else to do. But it's not for everybody. It is a lot of whole language. There's not a lot of explanation. That's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of strange. So lots of stuff. You just look through here. I have some apps of mine listed in the technology anthology. And then all of these extensions, I have those listed in technology anthology too. And for the record, since we looked at how to install turn off the lights, let's go to YouTube and just take a real quick look at what it does. Are Kim and Kanye going to have more kids? God, let's hope not. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's go to the Etcher song. Kids like the Etcher song. So let's say I'm doing the Etcher song. That's a dance remix. Ooh. All right, there's the sticky Etcher song. All right, so I pull this up. I've got it all pulled up. I want the kids to look at this and only this. I don't want them looking at all this other nonsense on the screen. So I go ahead and click on turn off the lights, and ta-da, everything back here, it doesn't disappear completely, but it does get dark. So what your eyes are attracted to is the lightest thing on the screen, and the lightest thing on the screen is the video that I want them to look at. They're going to have to go way out of their way to look at this stuff on the other side. All right, so that's a super quick introduction to apps and extensions. All of them installed from the Google Web Store, and a little teeny quick how-to on installing those apps and extensions. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see you next time I decide to play with Screencast-O-Matic.